My name is Dharmendra Patel, your science teacher. We are going to learn chapter 1, matter in our surrounding. Now, yesterday we learned, let me refresh a little. Yesterday we learned what is matter. Now, what is matter? As what we say, everything around us we call it as a matter. But according to the science language, we said matter which occupies space and volume, means it has mass and volume, we call it as a matter. The second, the earlier Indian philosophers believes it is made up of panch tattva, air, earth, fire, sky and water. Then the ancient Greek philosophers believe also the same. Then scientists believe that matter can be classified into two based on the physical properties and the chemical properties. Then we see matter, right? So matter, we said that what is matter made up of? Matter is made up of particles. Now then we saw an experiment that where does that particle go? This goes in between, the space in between. Then we saw matter, how small is that particle? The particle is so small that it is beyond our imagination. We have learned that when you drop an ink and then take a spoon and go to the next and next and next, right, the color will become lighter and lighter, but still you think a one drop of ink have millions of particles into it. Then we saw that particles of the matter are very small, that is beyond our imagination. We cannot even imagine how small it is. Now we are going to learn today is called the characteristics of the particles of matter. Characteristics. Now you know what is characteristics? If somebody asks you what is your characteristics, or let's tell something about your friend. So you said he is a very good person, he always help me, right? He is kind-hearted, or and many things, right? Then that is what you talk about your friend. This, that. So we are here also characteristics means we are talking characteristics here, we are talking is that how does it look, how do we behave, but here we are talking about particles, right? So the first characteristics what we are going to learn is first characteristic. See, particles have space in between. So what is our first characteristics? The first characteristics that the particles have space between them. Now the example I already gave you earlier, what, that take a beaker and take a water here and pour some sugar or salt into it. Now you know after some time when you stir, you can see the sugar or a salt disappears. You can see very minute particles over there, very minute, right? If you have a very close look, but if you keep on stirring and if you look at a little distance, you say where is the water and where is the sugar and salt go? So I told you that the particles, water is made up of water molecule, those are the particles, right? Those are called particles of water, we can say, and they have space in between them. They have space in between them, right? So when a sugar crystal go, so they will fit in between the water molecules, right? They will fit in between this. So you think that sugar is dissolved, right? And when they dissolve, see, until there is no space, they cannot enter into it. Okay, there is no space, we cannot enter. For example, of a metal, we are talking about a metal like an iron rod. If you pour water on an iron rod, the iron rod do not absorb any water. The water simply slide away. Why? Because in that particles they do not have. They are so much compactly arranged. They are so much compactly arranged that they do not have space. That's why they do not enter into it. But where you can enter, for example, put your hand into water. So if you quickly put your hand into water, the water get cut and your hand goes inside. Why? Because it has space in between. The same thing you do on earth, right? You will hit hard. Why? Because the earth particles are so compactly arranged, they do not have space. So in simple words we can say there are matters which have space in between them. So matters have space in between them. Okay. So matter, so the first thing what we learned is, what is the first property? The first property tells you that matter have space in between them. Okay. Second property. So what is second property? Second property tells you, so see the in here where they are explaining is, we saw particles like sugar, salt, Dettol, potassium permanganate. Potassium permanganates are the small, you can say the crystals of potassium. When you pour it into it, the whole liquid turns into pink or a kind of purple if you put more. Nimbu pani, lemonade, right? All this, right? When you pour something into it, they get dissolved. And why do they get dissolved? The question is because the matter have, the particles have space in between them. So particles of matters I have space in between them. Now the second question arises, right? Particles of the matter are continuously moving. Now that's little strange. Particles are continuously moving. How? We never saw such things, did you? Particles are continuously moving. Anybody? See, let me give an example. Let's take a beaker, right, and let's pour some water. Okay, I'll create two situations. Let pour a drop of ink into it, right? We are pouring a drop of ink into it, and when the ink goes here, I am not stirring it, okay? I am not stirring it. The ink drop goes inside. I am not stirring it. Again I am telling, I am not stirring it. Still, if you keep it some time, will your water turns into whole blue without stirring it? If you keep it for some time, do you see that your water turns into blue without stirring? Yes. Now how did that happen? There must be some energy required to dissolve it. See, we use kinetic energy. Kinetic energy, anything which is moving have kinetic energy, and anything which is stationary have potential energy. We'll discuss this later on. Now what I am talking is, the particles are moving, right? And that's what they are saying, the particles are continuously moving. That is the reason, if you keep it aside, yes, I know it will not completely dissolve, but still it do dissolve. And why does it happen? It is because particles are continuously moving, and that is the reason particles are continuously moving. So that is the second property, right? And in order to increase this process, you know what we do? We used to heat any liquid. For example, we used to make sugar syrup. In general word we say chasni, right? So what you do, you take some water and you pour sugar into it. When you pour sugar into it, you heat it. So the particles, what happen is, in that bucket, what happen is, the water molecules come up and the cold molecules will come down, and that is how the up down process continues, and the sugar get dissolved on itself. Clear? And this process, because you are increasing the kinetic energy of the particles, so the particles are continuously moving. The down particle will come up, the up particle will go down, and the process keep on continuing. The way we used to make chai, tea, right? We used to make sugar syrup, chasni, all those things. Even when you stir, you are giving energy to the particle, so the particle move quickly and it get dissolved fast. But still, if you do not put anything, still the particles are moving, and it can dissolve to a certain limit. Not totally it can dissolve, but it can dissolve to a certain limit. So what is our second characteristics? Particles are continuously moving. Now what is the third characteristic? See here. So what is the characteristics? The particles are continuously moving. Examples I have already told you, right? In incense stick, right? Now in incense stick, what is what? That agarbatti. When you light an agarbatti, right, what happen is the smell spread everywhere in the room. How? Because the essence goes to the air and the air particles are continuously moving, hence it moves from one place to another, right? So hotter is the thing, it can move faster, but we'll discuss that later, why is it happen. But the question is, even though you don't do anything, still the particles move from one place to another because the particles are continuously moving. Third, what is the third characteristics? Now this is interesting, okay? Particles of the matter attract each other. Attract each other, really? One particle, other particle will attract each other, right? Now, see this one. They say play this game, 4 of you in a group, right? The first group should hold each other from the back and lock their arms. The second group will hold their hands, okay? So one group will hold like this, the as what shown in the given in this picture, the ladies, they are holding from the back. Second 4 groups I asked to only hold their hands. Okay, now if I try to break, if I try to push those 2 groups, which one is easier to be get broken? Which one? The one which are holding with hands. What if you are holding with fingers, right? That will be more weaker. So the particles attract each other, they are binded with each other, they are stick with each other, right? Particles attract each other, but those attraction. So what is the third property? The third property says particles attract each other, right? And I gave you this attraction varies from one matter to another matter. In air, the attraction is very less. In liquid, the attraction is more than the air. And in solid like wood or metal, it is the maximum than those two, right? That we will understand a little later. But in short, we can say the particles attract each other. See, take a spoon of water and pour it on a surface. Now slide your finger. When you slide your finger, the water get displaced a little and then come back together. Why? Because the particles attract each other. The particles attract each other. So that is how it will help us, and that is how we can understand that particles of the matter attract each other. So there are 3 properties. What is the first property? Come on. What is the first property we learn? Particles have space in between them. In between them. What is the second property? Particles are continuously in motion or moving. And the third, particles attract each other. Okay, so these are 3 properties or characteristics of particles. Okay, so this simple things help us to understand more on particles. So what we learned so far? First we understand what is matter, then we understand matter is made up of particles. So now we are researching on particles, that what are particles. So we first understand the particles are so small that the size it is beyond our imagination. Third we understand is particles have space in between them, right? Those are the characteristics. Second, particles are in continuously moving, and third, the particles attract each other. So I am taking you little by little to make sure, because this is the basic. If you understand this small things, that will help you to understand the next topics more detail and in more things, right? So see this one. Now if you see the first question, what is the following are matter? See, what is matter? The one have space, mass and volume. So this is your homework. This is your homework. Question number 1, 2. You think a little, and I'm going to answer that tomorrow in our session, and then you check whether you get it correct or not. What is your homework? Question number 1 and 2. Okay. guys. So I'll see you tomorrow. Till then, bye. Please take care.